After 7 weeks, the BYU football team sits at 5-2. This week they host an FCS foe in Wagner that has yet to win a football game. Definitely a game that BYU fans are expecting to be a comfortable BYU win. I'm Jared Lloyd, BYU football beat writer and sports editor for the Daily Herald. Joining me, Darnell Dixon, BYU football columnist. And Darnell, with a game like this against an FCS foe that struggled like Wagner has, what does BYU try and get out of this week?
Well, they try to get at it without any more injuries. I'm talking to Bronco Mendenhall earlier today. He said they have a pretty long list of guys that are banged up, and they're really looking forward to that bye week after this week. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of game plan they put together, who plays, how long they play. This is a game where you just don't want to get any more guys injured, but you want to stay sharp.
Yeah, if the game goes that way, we'll play as many as we can. And again, I never know exactly how they're going to go, but if it does, then yeah, we'll play as many players as we can.
The fans had better keep their programs handy, because there's going to be, I think, a lot of guys from BYU getting in that they're going to think, wait, who's that? What number is he? Where did he go to school? So it's a good opportunity for those guys, though, to get some actual game experience and show the coaches that they're capable of fulfilling their assignment. Whether or not it's against a lesser division team doesn't really matter in their eyes.
And looking back at last week, how would you say that was one of your best performance of the year
against Cincinnati?
Against Cincinnati,
yeah. I think as a whole offensive line, I think we did really good. That was the first time we gave up no sacks, so we're definitely proud of that. There's always stuff you can keep building on, and we'll try and get better week by week.
I think that's probably one of the big things that you get with the Wagner game, like the Savannah State game last year. You look at having a lot of guys that maybe don't have a ton of experience, getting them a chance to show that they're playmakers, because you can do it in practice, but it doesn't mean anything unless you can do it on the field in a game situation.
They were working hard, and I hardly got touched. 0 sacks and only a few knockdowns, and many times you could see the pocket was big. I had plenty of room, plenty of time, which is always good to see as a quarterback.
And I think the guy I'm going to be keeping an eye on, maybe the guy that's most important to get some experience, is Bo Hodge, simply because we saw that he was a little bit rattled. When he came in against East Carolina, it wasn't needed against Cincinnati because of how well the offensive line played. But there's always a chance. All it takes is one hit, one bad move. The hamstring flares up again for Tanner Mangum, and BYU will need Hodge to be ready to go, and some experience against a Wagner could be very beneficial.
So it doesn't matter who we're playing. We got to be able to focus on ourselves and fine-tune those things we need to improve, and that way, come game time, we'll be able to show that.
BYU will take on Wagner 1 p.m. at Lavelle Edwards Stadium. One of the last 2 home games, one of the last 2 chances to see this Cougar team play over at LES. We'll be there to see how the Cougars do and see how those young guys perform for BYU when it takes on Wagner. The Seahawks will be in town.
To be at 5-2 after 7 games, having not played with Taysom, and to see Tanner emerge and play as well as he have, I think we've done really well to this point.